Hey guys, welcome to another Quake 2 CTF video. My name is Target. Right now you are not watching the next match. I know I have this posted as the next match. That is coming up very shortly. Before I get started, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the next match. Right now in the background, I think there's a little bit of 1v1 going on. So I'm not going to be talking about that at all. It's just background so that you guys don't have to just listen to my monologue. You have something to watch. I wanted to talk about this next match because it ends up being a 2v2. The reason it's a 2v2 is because Belgium, who is on the team BT, Brain Tumor, is unable to make it. He sent an email out that day saying, he had to work late. He wouldn't make the match. On the other team, Crow, many of you will know him as Workmay, which is I am Crow backwards. He also was not responding to any of the requests, to where he was going to be or whether or not he was going to make that match. So when the time of the match came, Alka was available to possibly replace Crow. In hindsight, I think that would have been a good replacement. Both very strong defensive players. However, that would have been a replacement for the other team, Victoria's Secret. However, Brain Tumors, which is the team that myself, Legend, and Belgium are on, we did not have a replacement. There was a couple players on the server. Most of those players, or I believe all those players actually were already on other teams, so we couldn't just incorporate them into our team. There was a player, KSMB, who wanted to play in this tournament, who wasn't on the team, who wanted to play. We tried to get a hold of him. He wasn't available. To be completely honest with you, he is a much better player than I believe Belgium is. I even think he's a better player than myself. And so I think, as a sub, I don't know that he would all, be that fair for the other team if we had him on our team. In hindsight, we just didn't have the players available, and we ended up having to play a 2v2. So on my team, it's myself and Legend. Our team name is Brain Tumor. If you don't know, many of you don't know that Legend went and had a CAT scan of some sort, and they did find some type of lump in his head, in his brain, and so hopefully that is not cancerous. I don't think he knew at the time of this recording. He did not know, and so I wish him the best. I hope he has a full recovery. On the other team, it's Victoria's Secret. Those two players are aliasing. I don't have that game up right now. I don't remember what they're aliasing as, but the two players on that team are Al Pacino and Gamma. So I'm going to talk about them a little bit more as I get into the video. I also wanted to mention that I've been having packet loss issues with the server. Before this match, I had actually played a 1v1 versus Bonkers. You'll remember him from the first two games. I'm not going to tell you how that 1v1 went out. I will say that I wasn't having the accuracy that I typically have. I'm not the most accurate of players, but I usually have a pretty good rail shot from time to time, and I just wasn't hitting any of my rail shots. He was warping around, I was warping around. It was very frustrating, and so before the match, I did go to Legend. I told him, I've been having these PL issues, so we actually didn't think we were going to do very good against this team. At that point, I figured that Al Pacino and Gamma were both better players than me, and I had the PL disadvantage as well. So I figured, Legend would have to carry this team, and so that's basically. I just wanted to give this little bit of a heads up before I started the gameplay, so that you guys had an idea of what was going on before I just jumped right in there, and that way I could kind of talk a little bit more about the gameplay. I will say that right before I start the video here that Blue Team's game plan, our team's game plan. Was to grab the yellow armors right at the start, get tech control with the amp and the auto dock, and stick together. Our main focus was to stick together, to not break apart too much. You'll end up in a 2 versus 1 situation. Even if you have tech control, the other team can have haste and disruptor shield, and really you're not that much far ahead if you're a 2v1 versus those two techs. So we always tried to stick together. We tried to have communication. We didn't do a lot of tech exchanges because I was actually quite nervous that I would lose a tech. Because I was so laggy, I just wanted to kind of maybe stay with that auto dock, let Legend have the haste. My goal here was to get the flag and carry the flag, so that I just didn't have a lot of confidence in myself to be able to kill the enemy flag carrier. I figured if I had auto dock and I was playing a little bit defensive, they'd either have to both focus on me and try and kill me with Legend, shooting them in the back, or they'd have to both focus on Legend and maybe having me shooting them in the back. And I figured we'd be the strongest with that game plan. So That's the game plan that we had going into this, and we'll just kind of see how it turns out. So I'm just going to start the gameplay at this point, and we'll kind of go from there. So this again is Alka's recording. The reason that is because is because I was packet lossing so much. Sorry about that, guys. I just had something else happening on my screen here. So Alka did record this. This is from his recording. He did tell me that he did follow me quite a bit because of the fact that I guess I carried the flag so often. So he did give me a little bit of warning. So at the start here, Legend gets very low. We were able to bail him out. He was able to super shotgun the enemy player down. Looks like he has haste at this point. I try and make a tech swap here. It could have been very bad, but Legend did end up getting the rocket kill. He's having a hard time getting armor here. You can see he's very low. Ends up deflect here, comes up behind him, and nice rail by him. Now, I think he wanted to take the auto dock at this point. He ends up with the amp, and he gets very low, and you'll see he kind of rocket jumps himself. I was able to kill the red player, and you'll see we are off to an early lead. We got a little bit lucky there. I hung on to the auto dock. I was low myself, and I didn't see any point of trying to take amp if I was low. I just told Legend that I was going to guard it, and that way, he was able to get it. I go into the red base by myself. I didn't think, I kind of assumed that the red player would be trying to, trying to get that amp back. Instead, they do try and one of them tries to kill me, and the other one tries to grab the flag. Here we get them split up a couple of times. Right now, I just want to hang out in blue base. I don't have very much armor at this point, and, Legend was able to get a kill and return the flag. So I'm going to head back to base here and try and get the next cap. I did let Legend know that second armor, the upper armor, was available, and you'll see I'm spamming rockets here, trying to slow down the guys on the red team and hopefully stop them from getting another cap. You'll see that my rails are not even close in this video. It looks like Miranda is Gamma. I was going to go over that. Miranda is Gamma. He is able to get the cap here. So we get off to a 2-0 lead. They come back and get a cap right away. Looks like Gamma has haste here. Legend's going for the flag. It does get taken out. So we're not in the best position right now. I believe I still have auto dock. I believe that Al Pacino has the amp. Looks like I just killed him there. Looks like these guys are trying to play one offense, one defense. We're very much not trying that. Looks like at one point when I killed the amp, I dropped dock to take it. And so I'm sitting very well at this point with amp. It looks like Legend has dock. He doesn't have any yellow armor, so he has to be careful here. Looks like I was able to rail that person off of him, and so we're off to a 3-1 lead. I think at this point we're going to try and do a tech swap. I'm not 100% sure. It looks like we're both kind of hanging out in base, possibly to try and do that. I think at this point I let Legend know, try and go and grab that red flag. He decides to go back for the armor. And hopefully we're able to get that flag, and it looks like I was there to pick up the flag, and we're both in red base. Luckily we're able to kill that one red player. I believe that was Al Pacino, and Gamma has to back off. He does have Disruptor Shield. He doesn't have any yellow armor at this point. There he is, able to pick some up. So he's not in a bad position. I don't know why I was trying to rail. One thing I was going to mention is that a lot of this video, you're going to see me doing rocket jumps and a lot of stuff like that. I couldn't hit anything with my rail gun. It looks like I'm a little bit out of position here. Didn't realize what was going on. Now this is a very interesting point of the video, because I know at this point I had railed the other team's flag carrier. I went back for the cap, and Legend follows me into base, and I don't know what he's doing. And so he's screaming at me like, take the tech, and I just like, why did you not return the flag? He didn't realize that I had killed the flag carrier. And so, there was a little bit of frustration on our team at that point. I've come very close to dying. I had power amplifier, and, it could have been very bad for our team if they were able to kill me and get the return. It could have been a very different outcome to this game. Good job on us to end up killing that red player, to getting the tech swaps, and getting back into this game. But for a second there, it was very close. So looks like we're following Gamma here. He has Disruptor Shield. Looks like he got railed there by Legend. Legend be very smart, to kind of pull out the chain gun possibly, where this player only has 8 health. I don't think he realizes that. I was also there, kind of trying to help out Legend. Like I said, we tried to stick together all the time. I eat a rail there, and which is actually kind of good because I'm able to take that yellow armor. And like I was saying, guys, don't expect a lot of skill from me in this game. I was so laggy, I couldn't hit anything. You can see even there, I couldn't even grab the friggin' jacket armor. This game is very, very frustrating for me. It looks like Legend is very well stacked up. He's kind of hanging out in base here. I think we always try to stick together. I think he was just kind of hanging out, trying to hold off red for a little while, and then he's going to branch out with me. Looks like Alka is trying to chain here. I have the dock. Not very skilled grappling right now, just trying to grapple around and take as little damage as possible. Thankfully, Legend was there to save me, and yellow armor is available. Looks like red team had a tech swap at this point. I made one of my first rails of the game, ended up killing the enemy flag carrier, and actually made a couple okay grapples to capture the flag there. So at this point, it's 5-1. We're off to a very early lead. We both have very good tech control. Looks like I'm still trying to rail here at this point. I think as the game progresses, I try and rail less and less. It's just, I want to give you insights as to what I was looking at on my screen. Every third or fourth frame, I would just lose, and so the player would, skip a little bit. It's microseconds in the course of a minute, but when you're trying to make that clutch rail or you're trying to make that grapple, your grapple sticks into the wall a little bit longer than what you maybe would expect. Looks like Miranda at this point doesn't have any rockets. He's trying to take on Legend. He does have rockets. I don't know kind of what he's trying to do at this point. Just kind of making some spam. Looks like both players are trying to take out Legend. I'm not sure where I'm at this point. Looks like I was lower armor, trying to sandwich maybe the red players. Looks like I'm trying to play some defense here. I've got flag at home. I've got pretty full stacks. I ate a couple rail shots there, but I could probably still stand to lose a little bit more health and still survive. So good job at Legend as to returning the flag, and we were able to get a cap out of that. So 6-1, 13 minutes left in the game. So wouldn't count red out at this point, but here I am. At this point in Vent, I'm calling out for Legend. Both red players are in red base. I need help. I'm not going to be able to get out of here on my own. Legend comes in with a chain gun, and that's why I head out that direction. I know that Legend's going to be there, and if they try and chase me down, that's what they're going to run into. So I let Legend know that the enemy player is in base. I think I landed a rail there. They only had jacket armor. I know this player was low, and so I just continued to super shotgun all the rest of the health. And I was able to get the capture there. 7-1, still 13 minutes left in the game. Legend goes down at this point. They are able to take Amp. I was trying to kill that player. I'm not going to worry about the player trying to go get her flag because it doesn't really matter at this point. They probably don't have that much health. Killing the players. Looks like we're both kind of branching out towards the red base. I'm still fairly well stacked. Just kind of waiting here, it looks like, just for the red team. Spamming rockets there. My player did go down. Legend, did go down. So now at this point, Amp is sitting in the red base. I don't want them to get it, so I'm heading back into red base so I can spam some more rockets. And looks like we were able to kind of kill one of the players there. This player, Gamma, is very low, and now I feel that it's okay to escape. I'm not sure who has Amp at this point. I think Legend did die there. Looks like I was able to kill Alka when he took it, and so now I'm pretty confident that Legend will have Amp, and looking to just kind of head back into red base, maybe gather some health, some armor, and let Legend know which way he's escaping. I don't want to get caught in between two of these red players, especially with the lag that I was having. Looks like I ate a couple bad rails there. The red player got overconfident in the red base, so I decided it's best to escape, try and grab some yellow armor, and ask for help from Legend. I'm still very low at this point. If there is a red player, I have to be very careful. Legend was there to protect me, and so we were able to get the cap there. And it's 8-1 with 11 minutes left to play. So, again, Legend has Amp. Looks like he's very low at this point. He's just kind of hanging out, waiting for this armor. He does get it, but he does get rocket. Nice rail there by Legend. He's very low at this point. Another nice rail. And this is what I mean, guys. If you stick together as a team, you can kind of get a lot accomplished. I don't know that he's going to take the flag here. It looks like he does. I was just actually thinking I was coming towards red base. I don't see where I'm at. I think I was just spamming right there. I think that's my spam. At least I believe it is. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, that was me there. Looks like he went for a tech swap, and I'm nowhere to be found. I don't know what I was doing at this point. I do come back, and I do grab that amp. I think I was pretty stacked up with the auto dock at that point. Legend looks like he's doing some good spam here. And yeah, that other player was trying to take me out. I think I was just kind of watching, waiting for somebody to come in by chain gun, letting Legend go in on his own. And you can see I was spamming some rockets there. Was able to take out the flag carrier. Legend's very competent on his own. You know, if he goes in there with auto dock, full health, full armor, he's going to be okay. And it leaves me the chance to kind of stay out and possibly do some spamming there. So 10 minutes left to play, 9-1. Looks like they are able to take Legend down. I was able to kill both the red players at the same point, though, and keep that auto dock well defended. I assume that Legend has auto dock at this point, but probably doesn't have much for health. So he's just got to be careful until that armor kind of comes back up. Again, he was railed there. He was killed. I believe at this point I was still trying to defend the auto dock. You can see that I did kill Al Pacino there. So again, it looks like Legend will have it. Looks like he ate a rocket right there. Again, he's going to be very low. So basically at this point, we're just spamming, just trying to keep the players at bay, the enemy players. And looks like Gamma, ate a rail there from Legend. He does have Disruptor Shield. I believe at that point Legend had auto dock. Looks like I just got taken out by Al Pacino's chain. Was able to re-secure the auto dock. Looks like I'm running around with the grapple. Didn't have any rockets, I guess, at that point. I was able to hit him with a rocket. I wasn't really concerned about killing him at this point. My goal was to keep Legend alive for a little bit and possibly go find some yellow armor. You'll see here, I think, yeah, we do a tech swap. Legend does take the auto dock, so he has yellow armor. If he just hangs out for a little while, he will be maxed out again. So I'm a little bit cautious, I believe, at this point, because I have the amp. I don't want to lose it to the other team until I know the Legend's in a very good spot. Legend finds the flag carrier looking the wrong direction. He is able to put some chain into him, and again I was able to land a rail. Every time I land a rail, I become surprised because I didn't land very many rails in this game. I think at this point I talked to Legend about changing techs, so we do kind of make a good change there without the enemy kind of doing any damage to us. Looks like Gamma does have the flag at this point. He's getting spammed at. He does have some armor. He has to be careful of amp, 1 amp rail, and he's going to die. The Legend was telling me that he was coming into base and told me, just grab the flag. And so I tried to grab the flag. I feel pretty good at this point. I don't remember, if I had auto dock at this point. I believe I did, so I wasn't too worried about dying. Of course, there I do die, and they are able to get the cap off of that. So maybe a little bit of overzealous by me. Maybe I should have, taken off and got out of the base, but it didn't work out that time. Looks like some rocket jumping happening here, and a little bit of lag. This is very unfortunate. Legend's just trying to get that capture, and that was a. Looks like he's just spamming at these guys. I don't know. Those two guys are just kind of sitting there. I don't know if they're still lagged out. Didn't look like a lot of skill happened just then. Not to say that Legend isn't skillful, but not at that point anyway. Nice rail there by Gamma. I was able to take out Legend. Legend looks like he has some chain. Knows which way he's coming because he's going to want to take that amp and is able to kill him there. So good job there by Legend. Looks like I've got the flag here. Looked like I've got full auto dock, and so a very easy cap. Didn't take any damage along the way. And I guess at this point I decided, I'm going to stay in base a little bit, make sure that we have control of the base. Looks like I was able to rail that player there. They returned the rail. Yeah, I didn't think I was going to be staying to that rail gun too long. I don't think I realized that this person only had 2 health, or I would have been possibly trying to super shotgun them. Looks like Al Pacino is just kind of stuck there. I don't know what he's doing. I don't see him talking unless he's talking to his teammates. I believe both these players were on vents with each other, so I don't know that he'd be using message mode too. Looks like Gamma's trying to grab the blue flag here. He should have maybe picked up that excel. Looks like he avoided doing that. He does have yellow armor. Looks like he's avoiding Legend, and he's able to get the cap there. So good job on the red team. It is still 12-3, so they are still very far behind. Looks like we still have tech control. They got that without having control of the techs, just basically running the flag. You weren't paying attention, I guess. I don't know exactly what happened, but looks like I'm just trying to guard this yellow armor here. Even if I do take a couple hits, it's only good because, you know, I'll end up being able to take that that yellow armor. Looks like Al Pacino's just trying to survive here. That was his last rocket, so he does have Disruptor Shield at this point. If he grabs that yellow armor, which he does, he's sitting in a very good position. I see that Legend goes down, he drops that amp, and my goal right now is to kind of protect him. He was able to land the kill and return the flag. He does die, so I have to be careful at this point because the other team does have amp, I believe, although I just see somebody got ate somebody else's or ate Legend's grenade, so looks like I'm fairly well stacked up. I think at this point I'll probably end up going into the red base. Just trying to help out Legend here and maybe get that amp back instead of grabbing the flag. Looks like that was a good decision on my end. We were able to kill amp. I eat a couple rockets here. That's not good. Looks like Gamma was able to grab the flag. Legend railed Al Pacino there, so I should be able to make it out of base without any too much trouble. Looks like he railed him again as well. So I decide I'm going to try and do some damage to the enemy flag carrier. I was able to kill one of the enemy teammates. So it looks like I'm still on the hunt here. This might not be wise. It looks like I ate a couple rockets there, but I was able to put a little bit of damage into this player as well. They were able to get that armor, and looks like they were able to take out amp. I decided, you know, I'm sticking around for this one. I'm not going to let them get amp. Again, I tried rail to no avail, but we were able to get that amp back. At this point, I think, you know, I didn't have any armor. I didn't want to stay out anymore. I had faith in Legend that he would be able to kill the other flag carrier, and I think at this point I just want to try and maybe grab some yellow armor, and I'd be sitting in a little bit better position. So I do see yellow armor spawn there. I was able to pick it up. That does put the red player on the other side of me, between me and the blue flag. So I kind of just hang out in outer and try and make some more rails here. This is terrible, but you see I spam a rocket and it pays off for me. So 14-3, with only 3 minutes left. You know, I don't think red has much chance of coming back at this point. They're both putting a lot of pressure on me here. I decide I'm just going to hold my ground and start rocket jumping. So you'll see I was able to kill a couple of the players there. Legend was able to kill the auto dock. Again, we're always trying to stick together here in this game. It does pay out very well for us. Lots of times where Legend is trying to go for a cap or trying to do something and I protect him. Other times where, you know, I'm trying to get a cap and he protects me. So sticking together in this map very much paid off for us, as you can see, you know. And so 2 minutes left to play. Nice rail by Legend. Looks like, again, I'm grabbing the red flag, you know, and we're sticking together. We have a pretty good idea as to where they're at. You know, just trying to find out where that blue player is, or sorry, the red player with the blue flag is, and Legend's just kind of roaming around at this point, trying to grab the armors, control the armors. That was another thing that I never really talked about. It's very important to control the armors in this map, and in the next map that we play, which will be clones, you'll see that that's even more important with the red armor. I didn't realize that when I casted the first game, I was under the assumption that it was going to be loser's pick. That is not the case. These maps are predetermined. It will be Keiko, and then send in the clones, the non-quad version, and then if it is a tie, then it will go to Lush. Lush will be the overtime map. So 49 seconds left to play at this point. Looks like I'm just spamming some rockets. Not much more is going to happen at this point. You can see the score 16-3. So, like I was saying earlier, in hindsight, you know, had Alka played in this match, you know, it probably wouldn't have been as bad a thing. You know, he is a very good player, and you know, get that last cap there. Looks like I made my second rail of the day right there, and I decided to follow up with my third rail of the day. Picking on myself a little bit here. Just, you know, I had so much lag. You'll see that I'm just grappling into strange spots. For some reason, I blocked Legend. I said I was sorry and bent, and he didn't seem that concerned, and then I realized that there was only 5 seconds left to play. So I do my favorite thing, which is, you know, the last seconds